Let's go up to New York right now. Roch Kubatko from masnsports.com is standing by. Roch, what have you heard about the top two picks that the Orioles have made so far in this draft?
I was never drafted, by the way. I've always been a free agent, just bouncing around, journeyman. Well, you know, 8 of their 10 picks so far have been pitchers, so we know what the focus is. But they were able to squeeze in that second round not a plus defender short, a plus defender in Caden Grenier. They're real excited about him, Oregon State, a guy they liked a lot. They think the glove's pretty much ready right now. It's just a question of will he hit. And I know they never say they go with need picks. It's more about, you know, best guy on the board. But I think they managed to do 2 things there because they felt he was the best and he absolutely filled a need. They needed to improve their middle infielders. They've been having to sign a lot of 6-year minor league free agents, and this is a guy that they think can play short or second, and defensively would be ready to help right now. And they're putting such emphasis on improving their defense that they were really excited they were able to get him. And of course, Grayson Rodriguez is one of these, you're going to keep hearing that term, the helium prospect, where you just went on the rise pretty quickly. And you have to beware about that because Matt Hobgood did the same thing, and that didn't work out. And I've heard people in the industry say, beware of that. But he got much better condition beginning in September when he hired a trainer, and he all of a sudden he gained velocity on his fastball to where he was in the upper 90s, sitting in the mid-90s. They like his secondary stuff, really like his makeup, fluid, easily repeatable delivery. There's a lot they like about him, but I think it surprised a lot of people because he was not linked to them in any of the mock drafts that I saw, and there were still some really good pitchers on the board when it was their turn at 11, including Singer, including Wynn, who multiple mock drafts had him going to the Orioles, Liberatore. So then when they announced Grayson Rodriguez, I was doing the mad Google search, but they've been on him the whole time. He was their top guy, and I think it was pretty safe he was going to be available at 11 because he really wasn't linked to anybody else, and they're excited they got him.
Roch, how about Austin Wynns now? He makes his major league debut tonight. He'll be in the starting lineup behind the plate for the Orioles. So what can you say about Austin Wynns?
Yeah, speaking of plus defenders, they've always liked his work behind the plate. Kind of a late bloomer offensively, really put it together last year at Bowie. They ended up protecting him in the Rule 5 draft because they were afraid somebody would have taken him because he was already getting the reputation of being ready to be a major league backup. So his turn finally came. I thought he had a chance to break camp with them, and they went with Chance Sisco with Caleb Joseph. Then, of course, Joseph got optioned for Andrew Susac. So once again, Austin Wynns had to wait his turn. He was hitting decently down there. More than anything, again, they really like to work behind the plate. Love the makeup. Buck said every manager he's ever had has raved about him. And he's kind of the right kind of energized today. He's not like a nervous wreck, but he's very excited, but kind of in a controlled manner. Has never caught Alex Cobb other than Sunday's bullpen session. So they're kind of have a get-to-know-each-other session here before first pitch. But he's just got a lot of the intangibles that they've liked. And pretty interesting, though, that they now have 2 rookie catchers on the 25-man roster. And I had stats check that. That's the first time that's happened since 2008 with, and I'm sure you already know this, Guillermo Quiros and Omir Santos. That's the last time that's happened. So maybe this kind of shows us what direction they may be going right now as they kind of ease into what would look like a rebuild right now, 24 games below 500.
Now, Roch, recently Hanley Ramirez was designated for an assignment. He's now a free agent, and we're hearing not trade rumors, but actually rumors about Hanley Ramirez being connected to the Orioles. What do you hear?
I'm hearing the same thing. I mean, I've got confirmed by multiple sources that, yes, he is a consideration. Last time I checked on that. And that really doesn't seem to make much sense when you're talking about a team going to a rebuild. 24 games below 500, you usually don't consider adding a veteran hitter like that on the downside, who is a first baseman / DH, and the Orioles could open their own first base DH store with the number of that type of guy that they have right now. You wonder where he would fit. Would make more sense for a contender or a team around 500 that's looking for some kind of a boost. But there is that Dan Duquette connection with the Red Sox. The same reason in 2012, Dan was interested, or at least intrigued with the idea of Manny Ramirez, so it makes sense that he'd be interested in Hanley Ramirez because he was a Boston GM when Ramirez signed as an international free agent. So that part makes sense, and some of it might just be, you know, we just desperately need this offense to start scoring some runs to give them a fighting chance at least while they make other moves. So I guess that part would make sense. But overall, it just doesn't seem like a logical fit. It's certainly not a case where everybody in the organization universally is saying we need to go get Hanley Ramirez. But I know that Dan is intrigued by him. There is some interest there. He is a consideration. Who knows, maybe you sign him and then you flip him late in July at the non-waiver deadline if he's doing really well. to a contender. So, yes, the only thing we know right now is that he is a consideration. But, again, I'm trying to figure out how he would fit on a roster that also has Trumbo and Davis and Valencia and Alvarez, another first base DH type.
Well, Roch, as always, we appreciate your comments. Enjoy the insight, and we'll chat with you soon. Roch Kubatko, check him out on masnsports.com, School of Roch, with the latest Orioles information.